If you'll look up the roof of this barn, you can see the empty pieces where the roof came off. Cars here in the Limestone Court neighborhood still have the bullet holes left from that shooting. So let's start over here where this tree has snapped. A large tree. Follow me all the way to the end so you can see how much potential this tree had to ruin this house. In about an hour, the Azalea Fest is kicking off here in downtown Pickens. Over here is kind of leaning over to the side. Some of his farm equipment perhaps is all on the floor. Of the 1.3 billion pounds of pumpkins we produce in our country, most of it ends up in a landfill. As you can see, they're out of gas, covered by trash cans. Look, someone apparently filled up with 88 cents because that's all that was left. It's where you can literally see teens growing their agriculture skills, and it's all for a good cause. Move over here with me. One of the trees over here, branches have snapped down.
I'm driving over one of the biggest patch of potholes. In fact, Highway 243 was one of my highly requested woes.
First, the barks.
Help him.
Then the attack. Jesse Cooper recorded it all.
I ran outside and did what I could, try to get him off of him. And then I called animal control.
Cooper says he's tried to take his neighbors who own the dogs to court.
That's been going on for about a year and a half to 2 years now.
Cooper says the problem, Daisy and Timothy Anderson never show up to magistrate court.
Since July, these people have received 27 citations, right around $12,000 in fines.
I showed Spartanburg County Environmental Enforcement Director Jamie Nelson video of the dog attack from September 1st.
If the dog's right again, then we're going to have them arrested for owning and harboring a dangerous animal. But it's still going to have to be one of these animals that was involved in the first video. We're doing what we can. At some point, our hands get tied.
Nelson says an officer responded and issued citations for the September 1st attack. The dogs were quarantined for 10 days, and there have been more complaints since.
The biggest hiccup is not getting the dogs. The biggest hiccup is the fact these people are going to get more dogs. We actually took all the animals from them 5-6 years ago, and here they are with another group.
On September 26th, the Andersons didn't show up for court again. They were issued fines and another court date. If they don't show up and pay next time, there will be a bench warrant for their arrest. In the meantime, Cooper says he'll be walking with a baton.
I'm satisfied with it because they're actually moving forward now. So I do believe that here in the near future, I think our neighborhood will be safe again.
I had my child with me, so I was terrified.
Mother Christy Ward fights back tears as she remembers one of the scariest moments of her life.
We started to try to leave and try to go get her sister from school. Saw the trees blowing over, so I told her, we don't have time. And so I tried to back up, and then this tree broke and fell on top of my car, and we were stuck.
She and her daughter Presley are alive after surviving the trampoline flipping, tree knocking, tire slashing winds.
We got out on the passenger side. It was a nightmare. And you see everything's just gone.
Here's what's left of her home. Presley's father, Coley Harder, recalls the phone call that sent him rushing from 96.
It is a 23-minute ride from 96 to here, and it took me 8 minutes to get here.
He's just grateful to still be able to embrace his daughter.
Immediately grabbed my child, hugged her, made sure she was okay.
There wasn't much left to salvage in Ward's home, and though no one was hurt, it still breaks her heart as she starts over.
But I don't really know what we're going to do.
It's just terrible. No one wants to travel. I mean, it's just horrible to get out to go anywhere.
Callie Dodson teaches horseback riding on North Rutherford Road, and she says the ride feels more like a gallop. What's worse, riding a horse or riding over North Rutherford?
I'll take the horse any day. Any day.
No comment from the horses, but Robin Stevenson agrees. She says she can hear cars hit the potholes from inside her home.
It's just bump after bump. I mean, there's hardly any part of the road that doesn't, that you don't run over a pothole.
See it for yourself. Driving on North Rutherford, also called Highway 171, means you deal with this. And perhaps the worst stretch of this road is where I'm standing, where North Rutherford intersects with North Suba Road. There are back-to-back potholes on either side of me. And the state's Department of Transportation says 6,000 cars take this road every day. Ileana Escobedo just moved in a few months ago.
I was so excited to buy the house that I didn't think about it, until now that I have to drive it every day.
She says no matter how many times she drives, she keeps getting a reminder from her noisy neighbors called the potholes.
You think you get used to it, but every time I feel like I jump, that I hit something, it always makes me jumpy.
And Dodson says she's been waiting for the SCDOT to do something about this for years.
The road conditions itself are terrible. The holes seem to be getting larger and larger. The work seems to be getting less and less noticeable.
Fortunately, it looks like some changes are coming to North Rutherford really soon. The SCDOT says it was included in their 2021-2022 pavement improvement program.
We heard they were supposed to pave, so we've been waiting on that, but nothing's happened.
That's because the resurfacing contract is tentatively expected to go out for bids in January of next year. So hopefully by this time in 2022, North Rutherford will be getting a makeover and Dodson won't have to switch to horseback after all.
I'd like to see nice, clean pavement and no potholes for sure.
Tresia Bowles, Fox Carolina News.